Hello, Cancer. This is your general reading for March 2021. In like a lion, out like a lamb, so they say. See what we got at the bottom of the deck. For y'all. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Hope this resonates. If it does not, feel free to check out your other signs like rising sign, moon sign. Find out where your Venus is. Perhaps something's in there for you that is not here. Bottom of the deck. Ace of Swords, Cancer. Ace of Swords. Look at the size of that weapon. There's a reason why it's so big, right? Contains all the potential. What do they say about a mighty oak growing from an acorn? Well, that's the level you're talking about of potential here. So today I'm going to start with the yin line for March 2021, Cancer. Earth Mother energy, lunar energy. Okay, Yin. See what we got. Fool wanted to come out there. He is. Good start. And take a look. And the Three of Wands. Yahoo, right? And the Empress. Wow, Yin. Hello. So, how about that? Backing up against that. New beginning. A new endeavor. Something you haven't done before. Let's call it that. That contains the most mystery, and who's to say? Mystery may be your friend this month, Cancer. So, we start out with ready to take the journey, knowing that we're going to, and stepping off. So the first step in your approach to the month of March is stepping off. Okay, so what's at hand? There's something that your creative spirit has in its mind, if you will, to bring forward. Manifestation, right? This is not about manifestation as much as it is the contemplation of manifestation, but it's perfect because contemplation is at that level. But now, stepping off as the action that you want to take becomes something different that lends itself to the expression of that creative energy. Sure, there's a dance that goes on. That's fine. Dance. That is, I mean, engaging with your creative spirit is nothing but, well, there are many things it can be, but it contains so much of the frolicking nature. When you connect at that level where the spirit can soar, then you are truly in a dance. Before you even know it, you just connect with connection with the creative spirit. The dance begins. And who brings it down to earth and keeps it real but the Empress? And that really seems to be the whole story in terms of what you need to bring to the table. So, heading out, going for something that is perhaps unconnected to other things, but will be in your creative spirit. And I'm talking about this like a plug and play type of energy, so that you develop it no matter what. I mean, this exuberance by him is not about something specific necessarily. It can be. But it can also be just cast your fate to the wind, so to speak. And it can be applying yourself energetically to whatever comes along in the moment that inspires you. And this is all about inspiration. But it's the weaving of the inspiration into the high energy, the fire sign, intuitive leap energy. The weaving of that makes all the difference in the world. And who better to help you in this endeavor but the Empress? Earth energy. Cancer, Earth Mother energy. Why not take Earth Mother and put her on her throne for this month? So, Yin, it can seem like nebulous, like so what, right? But it's got that freedom of expression like true art always does. The freedom of expression to be able to be fit in to anything you want to tackle. So tackle away. Your first step is taking the first step. And you'll know what you want to do. It's implying that there's, I mean, your cards are implying that there's something waiting in the wings. Go over to the wings, pull that something out onto center stage, and take the first step. These cards are your friends and your allies in that endeavor. Yang, March 2021. Cancer Yang. Let's see where you stand in general terms. I'm glad to answer specific questions in a private reading, but that's up to you. This is general. Yang, we start with the star. Well, you guys, Cancer. Wow. This month is just slamming into the world in such a beneficial fashion. 5 of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Okay, Yang, once again, I'm seeing the new beginning endeavor. And what better way to begin than with the star card? And if this relates to teamwork, let's say with these cards, teamwork like a couple, a partnership, then Yang, if this Fool needs direction, Yin should be or will be well advised to connect with Yang in terms of figuring out that direction, figuring out the way to go, just by bringing it up and talking about it. Let's say you have a Yin, you have a friend or let's say an Aquarius in your life that you can talk intimate details with. Talk about it. Gemini, Gemini's all over the place these days in the cosmos and communication, right? Talk to the Fool about it. Talk to the star about it. Talk to your Aquarius friend and figure out if you're struggling with, maybe you have too many choices. And if so, talk it out. Figure out the direction which can become your north arrow, the direction you want to go. Because Yang is carrying the experience and the wherewithal, the knowledge, the wisdom gained in order to get to that level of the major arcana in a process. To get to 17, it's not about nothing. You've done the work. You have the experience. Yang, carry it and be willing to share it. Who knows? Your task may be to remain open to the sharing aspect, open to your friends or your people that will want to connect with you about your experience, about your being, your advances, your advancements. And the thing is that that may be the reason why you're being confronted with somewhat of a challenge. You're getting ready to move up into the higher realms of a process in your heart, a process in your emotions, a process in your feelings. So that, in something that is halfway there, halfway between Ace and 10. And the energy of that 5 of Cups wants to move forward. It's not complacent. It's not like the young lad with his back against a tree, leaning on the tree in the 4 of Cups at all. It's not sitting still. It's ready to move and wants to move. And actually, here's the bottom line. It will move. So why not proactively join with that process and move along with that already fundamental primal urge to move forward and take with you your experience. What does it lead to? A better connection, a better way of feeling comfortable in your own skin, in your own world, recuperating from anything that has been bringing you to a point where there is discomfort. And in this last year, over between 2020 and now, there have been a lot of curveballs and a lot of people getting T-boned in their soul, their spiritual self, by oncoming traffic of the way things are in the world. And if that has hit you at all, this is saying that focusing in, bringing your observation, your focus down to home territory, yourself, your emotions, your experience, lends itself to being done with that discomfort. It might not change the external circumstances immediately, but the best way to bring about change is to first change yourself, right? So Yang, that's the impetus there. And although it seems more powerful than the yin on some levels, or more bombastic a bit, they are equal in their importance. If you want to look at how important that is, look into yourself. Look into your internal yang and your internal yin, and try applying the energies of these lines accordingly to yin, yang to yang, and see how important it is to have that balance within you. Because as within, so without, right? And what you develop within ripples into your external world. 22 cards numbered for the 22 major arcana. Let's get some overall energies. So what we've been discussing here is the equivalent of a spiritual biosphere in my book. That's what I call it anyway. So that this umbrella of energy that we're going to deal with right now, they're archetypes, the major arcana, the divine influence, if you will, all over, surrounding, encompassing these cards up here. You know, the different cards of this archetypal energy radiating down their influence on all the individualities that are and specifics that are within these cards up here. That's the intent. And so let us see, choosing randomly from these cards, if there is such a thing. We got a 13. We've got a 22. There will be 4. We've got a 3. And we've got a 17. '22 will be easy, right off the bottom. Then 1, 2, we got a 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got a 13. And we need a 14, 15, 16, and a 17. What is radiating down into our spiritual biosphere, where we live, where we function? The situation is ruled by the Chariot. The obstacle is ruled by the world. The asset is ruled by the tower. The possible outcome is ruled by the Wheel of Fortune. Well, my initial take on this is that up here is a relative dance in the park. And I was wondering, where are the challenges? Because these are all so beneficial and benevolent, and life typically does not have just that one-sided level of experience. And so I'm going, where are the challenges? Well, they're here. They're here. And the first thing is that although the situation here is your chariot, getting into it and riding, right? Just you got your chariot. That means something. That means you're breaking free from some kind of a learner mode, being the learner, into the beginnings of your master training. Okay? So put yourself on that level for a minute, where in like a guild or a process with a guild, you're graduating from your apprenticeship to being a journeyman, let's say. And the journeyman is going to take a journey. That's how more experience comes in, right? I'm getting the sense, though, that these horses need to be worked with. Your forces, combined with your connection with the divine forces, those are the equivalent of those steeds that are pulling your chariot. And the sense I'm getting is that you need to work with that in order to make sure that they are going at the same pace, going in the same direction, going at the same speed, right? So you want a smooth ride, you want to go where you want to go, and you want to go at your rate of speed, your speed where you live, where you function, so that it is friendly to you. You're the one who gauges the experience by journeying. So go on your journeyman way, but take care of the not letting your mind wander out of being not only in the chariot, but being responsible for a certain level of directing the chariot. And if that may mean being active, that may mean being passive. And that will work you. That will massage you into a fluency with applying pressure and applying vulnerability or flexibility. Correct? Your obstacle is the world. I just had what Han Solo said to Luke when they were in the Millennium Falcon. He said, "Don't get cocky, kid." That was what came out when I'm looking at this card. Don't get cocky about. I mean, this level of forward motion and the ease with which it wants to take place can get you overpumped. It's going to be very stimulating, because things that go easy and go well are stimulating. They keep us engaged, and they make it almost more like your hunger increases for more. And yet, what do you need to do? you need to keep that in check to a certain extent, and that is nothing more than similar to this. Keeping the horses in check, and now you're going to be keeping your spirit in check. Not stifling it or suffocating it, not implying that. I'm saying, like, don't get cocky. Carry it, but don't let it overwhelm you. And fascinatingly enough, your salvation, if you will, I mean, it's more like your asset, your strength that is in your back pocket, something to take into the flurry of activity that serves you no matter what, the tower. So it kind of implies that you know what a tower moment is like. You've been around the block and you have had tower moments. I'm saying that, this card is saying that you are able and you want to be willing to draw from that former experience to support any tower moments that you might have coming on this way. Last but not least, the outcome is a change in your fortune. The wheel of fortune is spinning. So, I don't know about you, but it feels to me like I want to know what that is. I want to know what the mystery of my fortune is in these conditions. I want to know what that means, how that looks. And in order to do that, I feel like I'm going to have to be open to not only experiencing the Wheel of Fortune, what better way to see what's within something than to become one with it. So become one with the process is the way to reap the rewards, any rewards that are in here for you. And what am I saying? Nothing more and nothing less than this. You just have to decide what level of return you want on your investment. You're going to make the investment if you choose to go through these energies and follow that trail. You're going to make the investment, and what do you want out of it? Because if you want mediocrity, you can have it. It's yours. And if you want magical amounts of completion, you can have that too. Playing the game with the Wheel of Fortune, spinning the wheel, becoming part of the process of the wheels turning, and seeing what it holds out in its hand to you as an offering of experience, and saying, yeah, I want that. It's your choice. That's about it for this month, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you. See you next month. Until then, be well. Take care. Love you all. Bye for now.